Hello, this is Techie and today it's a beautiful spring day. The birds are singing and it's a perfect day to test out the Ryobi Hedge trimmer. So this is a battery powered hedge trimmer. It has a 55 centimeter long blade and it can cut branches up to 2.2 centimeters, I think it was. So that's quite thick. Our feature that this model has is that you can rotate this handle 45 degrees at a time up to 90 degrees. So this is great if you want to cut the sides of the hedge. It's much less straining on your wrist when you can have it like this. So it's a great feature. Also, all the gray part here are able to activate the switch to put it on, so you can actually hold and grab it whatever way you like. So that's great. So I want to show you what to do before you start cutting, and we will of course cut this bush here, and I will show you what maintenance you need to do after you used it, and of course I'm going to give you my thoughts about it. So let's start with the maintenance. So before we start cutting, we need to lubricate it. So some manufacturers has a specific lubrication. Ryobi just has some lubrication. So you can use the old trusty WD-40. This is a specialist edition, but you can have whatever version you like. Or my favorite, the CRC 556. So what's great about this little bottle is that it sprays really wide. So I will show you how to do it. I will not be using the little straw that's included. I just use the spray that's on. And we want to spray the blade. So I like to spray on both sides. And I'll just hold it like this. If you come a little closer. I don't know if you are able to see the spray, but I just give it a quick spray from the top to the bottom. Turn it around and give it a quick spray so that it gets oil into all the between the blades and into all the moving parts here, so that it glides very nicely when we cut. Okay, so now I want to fetch my battery and we will start cutting. So this is a hedge trimmer in the OnePlus series of tools, and it uses the same OnePlus batteries for every tool that I have. And we can see here the battery goes underneath here. So you cannot put it in the wrong way. You're not able to. So just push it in until you hear the click, and then you're good. So I have the 5 amp hour battery here. So the weight of the tool will highly depend on what battery you are using. If you're using the smaller batteries, of course, it will be lighter. But with the 5 amp hour battery, it's almost perfectly balanced when I'm holding on this handle here. So to make it run, we have to push in the gray part here, and also on the handle here. And then, we just start cutting. Oh, and of course, depending on what type of hedge or bush you are cutting, you should think about safety. If you are cutting a thorny bush, you should use gloves. And if you are one that everything just sprays everywhere, then you should use glasses as well. This is a quite safe hedge to cut. They are quite soft and will just fall right down. So I think this is appropriate outfit for this. So let's just start. Now we are finished trimming the hedge here, and now we want to do the after use maintenance. And of course the first thing you want to do is to take the battery out. You don't want to this suddenly start running while we're maintaining it, because maybe you have your finger near the blades or anything. You don't want to lose them. So I just put the battery to the side. This isn't a very messy hedge to trim, but you can still see some minor pieces of leaves and stuff here. So what you will start to do is find a brush. You can use a metal brush or just a throwaway brush like this one, and you just want to try to remove as much as possible. And also the backside, of course. Okay, like this. And before we put this away, we want to do the same as we did before starting running it, and we want to spray it with a lubricant. I'll just go fetch the lubricant. And as before, we start by shaking it a little bit, and then we just do the same procedure as before. We just give it a good spray on both sides. Okay, and then I just leave this leave this aside to drip a little bit before we put it inside. You should never store these outside in the elements, then they will start to rust and the electric motors will go bad. So put it inside a shed or under some roof or in your garage, and it should be good to go for the next time you want to use it. I also want to talk about spare parts for this. So mainly the blades are the ones that may go bad after a while. Maybe they got rust or they got dull. You can sharpen them yourself. You just need a flat file. I saw some guides on the internet on how to do it. This is not a part of this video, so I won't talk about that now. But also spare parts. So I found some websites sold the blade for the different types of tools. But also on the Ryobi website I could find, well, I can rebuild almost everything about this, finding with their parts library there. You just need to have the serial number and you put it in the website and you can find everything. The part number and the prices. So that's good. Okay, so now my thoughts on this tool. Well, I had this for a couple of years now and I think it's great to use. And I want to start to talk about the sound it makes. So it says here that it produces 94 decibels. I don't have anything to compare that to, but I can comfortably use this without using any ear protection. It doesn't make that much noise. I don't think it will bother the neighbors too much either. So the weight of this tool, well, it's not completely light as a feather, but for me it's not a problem. It only gets a problem if it's a really tall hedge that we need to cut. And it also depends on what size of battery you are using. But it is of course lighter than a petrol powered one, which has a motor and a fuel tank and everything. It weighs a lot more. So earlier I had one with a power cable connected, and that was so tiresome. We have to drag around the cable and it was long enough and everything. So going over to a battery powered one, I really liked it. I also feel like this is more powerful than the one I had earlier. So that's perfect. I never had any problem cutting any bushes or anything with this. So I really like it and don't have to think about putting fuel in it or where the cable is. It's just great. So I haven't had any problems with this. It feels really great. It feels sturdy. I really like that we are able to turn this handle around and you can activate the trigger from any point around this. It just makes it so easy to use. So if I have to stretch over a hedge, I can really put it in the tip of my fingers and cut and still get it to activate. that I really like, so I don't have to use all the ladders everywhere. So thanks for watching this video on the Ryobi Hedge trimmer. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Our goal for this year is to reach 1,000 subscribers, so we would really appreciate if you will help us get to that goal. And yeah, see you in the next video. Have a good one!